The greatest tragedy in life is not failure. It is reaching the end of your journey only to realize that you traded your most valuable asset for things that never truly mattered. Every person on earth wakes up with the same 24 hours. The wealthy cannot buy more of them. The brilliant cannot invent extra minutes. The powerful cannot negotiate for another morning. Time is the one resource that treats everyone equally. Yet the results people produce are dramatically different. Why? Because a small group of people understand something that the majority ignores. They know that every hour has the power to either build a better future or quietly destroy one. Every minute spent on meaningful work is a brick laid in the foundation of tomorrow, while every minute wasted is a brick removed from the life you could have created. Most people think success begins with opportunity, education, or talent. They spend years searching for the perfect moment to begin. But the top performers understand that success begins with the way you manage ordinary days. They know that extraordinary lives are built during the hours when no one is watching. While others complain about not having enough time, they quietly organize their priorities. While others postpone important work until tomorrow, they act today. While others wait for inspiration, they rely on commitment. That single difference creates an enormous gap over the course of months and years. Imagine the power of using just one extra productive hour every day. 1 hour dedicated to learning a new skill, improving your health, building your business, reading valuable books, or strengthening your character. At first, the results may seem invisible. A day passes, then a week, and nothing appears to change. But success rarely announces itself in the beginning. It grows silently beneath the surface like the roots of a mighty tree. Then one day, people notice your confidence, your knowledge, your financial growth, and your discipline. They call it luck, never realizing they are witnessing the accumulated value of thousands of wisely invested hours. If you truly want to change your life, stop asking whether you have enough time and start asking where your time is going. Every distraction has a cost. Every unnecessary delay has a price. Every excuse steals a piece of the future you hope to experience. Time does not pause because you are uncertain, tired, or waiting for better circumstances. It keeps moving with or without your permission. The people who rise above the crowd understand this truth early. They respect every hour because they know each one is shaping the person they will become. So make a decision today that your clock will no longer work against you. Guard your hours as carefully as you would guard your greatest treasure. Invest them in growth, purpose, discipline, and meaningful action. Years from now, you will not be grateful for the moments you wasted chasing comfort. You will be grateful for the moments you chose progress over procrastination. That is how ordinary people become extraordinary. Not through magic, not through luck, but through the daily decision to honor the value of time. Success has never belonged to the people who simply work the hardest. It belongs to the people who understand the value of every moment they are given. The difference between an average life and an extraordinary one is often hidden inside the small choices that seem insignificant at the time. Every decision you make throughout the day is either an investment or an expense. The question is not whether you are spending time, you always are. The real question is whether your time is producing a return that moves your life forward. Think about how carefully people manage their money. They compare prices, search for better opportunities, and avoid unnecessary expenses because they understand that every dollar has value. Yet many of those same people spend hours on distractions without a second thought. They waste mornings scrolling through meaningless content, postpone important conversations, delay learning new skills, and then wonder why progress seems so slow. The truth is simple. Money lost can often be earned again, but time spent is gone forever. Every wasted hour is a payment made toward a future you never wanted. The small percentage of people who consistently achieve remarkable success understand this principle deeply. Before they agree to something, they ask themselves a powerful question: will this move me closer to the person I want to become? If the answer is no, they are willing to walk away. They realize that every unnecessary commitment steals energy from something more meaningful. They choose their activities with intention because they know that today's schedule becomes tomorrow's destiny. This doesn't mean they never rest or enjoy life. Rest is valuable when it prepares you to perform at a higher level. Recreation has its place when it refreshes your mind and strengthens your relationships. The problem begins when comfort becomes a permanent lifestyle instead of a temporary reward. Too many people confuse entertainment with fulfillment. They spend years escaping reality instead of improving it. Meanwhile, those who respect time use their free moments to read, think, plan, exercise, or develop abilities that increase their value. Over time, these small investments create opportunities that others never experience. Your calendar reveals your priorities more honestly than your words ever will. If your days are filled with activities that produce little growth, your future will reflect those choices. But if your schedule is built around learning, disciplined work, meaningful relationships, and personal development, success becomes a natural outcome rather than a distant dream. Great lives are not built accidentally. They are carefully designed through intentional decisions repeated day after day. From this moment forward, begin treating every hour as if it carries the potential to change your future, because it does. Protect your attention from distractions that offer temporary pleasure but permanent regret. Fill your days with actions that leave you stronger, wiser, healthier, and more capable than you were yesterday. When you learn to invest your time instead of merely spending it, you discover one of life's greatest secrets: extraordinary success is rarely the result of extraordinary opportunities. It is the result of ordinary hours used in extraordinary ways, consistently, patiently, and with unwavering purpose. Motivation is exciting, but it is also temporary. It can make you feel unstoppable one day and leave you completely uninspired the next. If your success depends on how you feel each morning, then your future will always be uncertain. The people who accomplish extraordinary things understand a truth that most people learn too late. Motivation may help you begin, but discipline is what carries you to the finish line. The top 1% do not wake up every day overflowing with excitement. They simply wake up with a decision already made. They have trained themselves to do what must be done, whether they feel like doing it or not. Think about the farmer who plants seeds in the ground. He does not stand in the field every morning asking whether he feels motivated enough to work. He understands that the harvest depends on consistent effort, not changing emotions. Some days the weather is perfect, and some days it is difficult. Some days progress is visible, and other days nothing seems to change. Yet he continues because he knows that nature rewards consistency, not occasional enthusiasm. Success follows the same principle. Every disciplined action is another seed planted into the future. The harvest may not appear today, but it is being created with every faithful step. Too many people wait for the perfect mood before taking action. They tell themselves they will exercise when they feel energetic, start the business when they feel confident, write the book when inspiration arrives, or save money when life becomes easier. Days turn into weeks, weeks become months, and before long, years have disappeared. Their dreams remain exactly where they started, not because they lacked ability, but because they allowed emotions to control their decisions. Feelings are unreliable leaders. They change with circumstances, but principles remain constant. Discipline is the ability to keep a promise to yourself long after the excitement has faded. It is choosing progress over comfort, action over excuses, and responsibility over convenience. Every time you honor your commitments despite difficulty, you strengthen your character. Every time you refuse to quit when the results are slow, you build resilience that cannot be bought or borrowed. The strongest people are not those who never struggle. They are those who refuse to surrender when struggle appears. Remember, the greatest victories in life are usually won in private. They happen when you choose to wake up early while others stay in bed. They happen when you continue learning after a long day, when you finish the task you wanted to postpone, and when you remain focused while distractions compete for your attention. No applause follows these moments. No audience celebrates your discipline. Yet these invisible decisions are shaping the visible success that others will one day admire. Do not make the mistake of chasing motivation for the rest of your life. Instead, build habits so strong that action becomes automatic. Create routines that remove the need for constant decision-making. Train your mind to understand that your responsibilities are not negotiable. The moment discipline becomes your daily companion, your life begins to change in ways you never imagined. Confidence grows because you trust yourself. Opportunities increase because you are prepared. Success becomes more consistent because your actions are no longer controlled by temporary emotions. In the end, the people who reach extraordinary heights are not those who felt motivated every day. They are the ones who remain disciplined every single day, especially when motivation disappeared. One of the greatest skills you will ever develop is the ability to say no. It sounds simple, yet it is one of the hardest disciplines to master. Many people believe success comes from doing more, accepting every opportunity, attending every event, answering every request, and trying to please everyone around them. But the truth is exactly the opposite. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not successful because they say yes to everything. They are successful because they know what deserves their yes and what demands a firm no. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are automatically saying no to something that could change your life. Life will constantly compete for your attention. There will always be another notification, another invitation, another distraction, another conversation, or another task that seems urgent. If you allow every interruption to control your day, you will spend your life achieving other people's priorities instead of your own. Your attention is one of your greatest assets. Wherever your attention goes, your energy follows, and wherever your energy flows, your future is being created. That is why successful people guard their focus with great care. They understand that distractions are often disguised as opportunities. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack direction. They start one project today, another next week, and a completely different one next month. They become busy, but they never become productive. Being busy is not the same as making progress. A person can spend 12 hours working on things that produce very little value, while another person spends 6 focused hours on the right priorities and achieves extraordinary results. The difference is not the amount of effort, but the quality of focus. Learning to say no also means saying no to habits that quietly steal your future. Say no to endless procrastination. Say no to comparing your journey with everyone else's. Say no to negative influences that encourage you to settle for less than your potential. Say no to comfort when growth requires courage. Every powerful no creates space for a more meaningful yes. When you remove what is unnecessary, you give your best energy to what truly matters. There will be moments when people misunderstand your decisions. Some may call you selfish because you protect your time. Others may question why you decline invitations or avoid activities that once filled your schedule. Do not let temporary opinions determine your permanent future. You cannot build an extraordinary life while trying to satisfy everyone's expectations. Every meaningful achievement requires sacrifice, and sometimes that sacrifice is the approval of people who do not understand your vision. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with heavy stones. At first, the weight seems manageable, but with every mile, it becomes harder to move forward. Eventually, your progress slows, not because you are weak, but because you are carrying things you were never meant to carry. Many people live this way emotionally and mentally. They carry unnecessary commitments, distractions, worries, and obligations that drain their strength every single day. The moment they begin removing those burdens, they discover they were capable of moving much faster than they ever imagined. From today forward, become intentional with your choices. Before committing your time, ask yourself whether this activity brings you closer to your goals or pulls you away from them. If it strengthens your purpose, give it your full attention. If it weakens your focus, have the courage to walk away. Remember, your future is not determined only by what you choose to do. It is equally determined by what you choose to ignore. The top 1% understand this principle well. They protect their time, guard their focus, and refuse to allow distractions to steal the life they are determined to build. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary decision. More often, it is the product of ordinary habits repeated with extraordinary consistency. The people who stand at the top of their fields did not arrive there through a single breakthrough. They arrived because they mastered the power of daily routines. While most people search for dramatic changes that promise instant success, the top 1% quietly focus on the small actions they can repeat every single day. They understand that your habits are shaping your future long before your future becomes visible. Every morning, you are writing the first chapter of your day. The way you begin your morning influences your thinking, your energy, your decisions, and your productivity. If you wake up without purpose, reacting to every distraction that comes your way, your day will likely control you instead of you controlling it. But if you begin with intention, taking time to think, plan, learn, and prepare, you immediately place yourself in a position of strength. Successful people do not leave their mornings to chance because they know that winning the first hour often determines the quality of the next 23. The same principle applies to every area of life. A healthy body is built one workout at a time. Financial freedom is created one wise financial decision after another. Knowledge grows one page, one lesson, and one conversation at a time. Strong relationships are built through daily acts of respect, kindness, and communication. There is no shortcut around consistency. The results you admire in others are usually the visible evidence of invisible routines practiced for years. What appears to be overnight success is often the reward for thousands of ordinary days filled with faithful discipline. Many people become discouraged because they expect immediate results. They exercise for a week and expect a transformed body. They read one book and expect unlimited wisdom. They work on a goal for a month and wonder why life has not completely changed. But nature teaches us a different lesson. A seed planted today does not become a towering tree tomorrow. It grows quietly beneath the surface before anyone notices its strength. Your habits work the same way. At first, the changes are almost invisible. Then, little by little, they begin to shape your confidence, your abilities, your opportunities, and eventually your destiny. The danger lies in underestimating small actions. People often believe that missing one workout, wasting one afternoon, skipping one opportunity to learn, or delaying one important task does not matter. By itself, perhaps it seems insignificant. But life is not built on isolated moments. It is built on accumulated choices. Just as positive habits compound into remarkable success, negative habits quietly compound into disappointment. Every day you repeat an action, you strengthen it. That is why discipline becomes easier when it is practiced consistently and harder when it is ignored. Create routines that support the person you want to become. Fill your mornings with purpose instead of confusion. End your evenings with reflection instead of regret. Protect time for learning, for improving your health, for building meaningful relationships, and for pursuing goals that truly matter. Do not wait until you feel different before changing your habits. Change your habits first, and your life will follow. Remember, your future is not created by what you do once in a while. It is created by what you do every single day. When your daily routines align with your highest values and greatest ambitions, success stops being a matter of chance and becomes a natural result of the life you choose to live. The greatest reward in life does not belong to the person who had the most opportunities. It belongs to the person who made the most of the opportunities they were given. Every sunrise delivers the same gift to every human being, 24 brand new hours. No one receives more. No one receives less. The difference is found in what each person chooses to do with those hours. Some spend them chasing comfort, making excuses, and postponing their dreams. Others invest them with purpose, discipline, and determination. As the years pass, those daily choices separate ordinary lives from extraordinary ones. When you look at people who have built remarkable careers, strong families, financial stability, or lasting influence, it is easy to admire the outcome without understanding the process. We see the success, but rarely witness the years of preparation behind it. We notice the victory, but overlook the sacrifices that made it possible. Every meaningful achievement has a hidden story of early mornings, difficult decisions, consistent effort, and unwavering commitment. The world celebrates the results, but success is always earned in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Time has a remarkable way of revealing the truth about our priorities. You can say your health matters, but your daily habits will tell the real story. You can say your family is important, but the time you spend with them reveals your commitment. You can claim to dream of success, but your calendar and your actions expose whether those dreams are genuine or merely wishes. Time never lies. It faithfully records every choice you make, and eventually those choices become the life you live. The beautiful truth is that no matter what happened yesterday, today offers a fresh beginning. You cannot change the hours that have already passed, but you can decide how you will use the hours that are still in front of you. Every new day is an opportunity to think more clearly, work more faithfully, learn something valuable, strengthen your character, and move one step closer to the future you desire. Great lives are not transformed in a single dramatic moment. They are transformed through thousands of ordinary moments filled with intentional action. Never underestimate the power of one disciplined day. One productive day becomes a productive week. A productive week becomes a productive month. Productive months become successful years, and successful years become a meaningful life. The secret has never been doing everything perfectly. The secret is refusing to stop moving forward. Even small progress, repeated consistently, creates extraordinary momentum over time. Success is not about speed, it is about direction. As long as you continue moving toward your purpose, every step has value. As you leave today, remember this simple truth. Your future is already being built by the decisions you make right now. Every hour you spend learning instead of complaining, creating instead of consuming, serving instead of blaming, and growing instead of settling is an investment that will pay dividends for years to come. Be among the few who respect time instead of wasting it. Be among the few who choose discipline over distraction, purpose over comfort, and action over excuses. Because in the end, the top 1% are not extraordinary because they were born different. They become extraordinary because they treat every single day as a priceless opportunity, and they refuse to let even one of those opportunities slip away. The journey to an extraordinary life does not begin with extraordinary talent. It begins with extraordinary respect for time. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you stand today, facing the same 24 hours, the same uncertainties, and many of the same challenges. The difference was not found in their circumstances, it was found in their choices. They understood that every day offers a chance to become wiser, stronger, more disciplined, and more valuable than they were yesterday. They refused to let distractions steal their future, excuses weaken their ambition, or comfort replace their purpose. As you walk away from this message, remember that your life is being shaped by the habits you repeat, the priorities you protect, and the decisions you make when no one is watching. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You simply need to take control of today. Use this hour wisely. Make this day count. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Let every sunrise remind you that you have been given another opportunity to build the future you truly deserve. Years from now, you will either look back with pride or with regret. Pride comes from knowing you invested your time in growth, discipline, and meaningful action. Regret comes from realizing you traded priceless days for temporary comfort and endless distractions. The choice has always been yours, and it still is. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop believing that someday is the day your life will change. Today is that day. This hour is that opportunity. This decision is that turning point. Protect your time as your greatest treasure because it is the one resource that can never be replaced. Invest it wisely, live it intentionally, and let every day become proof that you are determined to join the small percentage of people who refuse to waste the gift of life. Remember, success is not reserved for the lucky. It is earned by the disciplined. Greatness is not created in one extraordinary moment. It is built through thousands of ordinary moments used with extraordinary purpose. And if you choose starting today to honor every minute, guard every hour, and pursue every goal with unwavering commitment, then one day the world will look at your life and call it remarkable. But you will know the truth. It all began the moment you decided that your time was too valuable to waste.